So for those of you who have been growing weary of the war in Iran and its seesaw nature, a major escalation may be coming. President Trump with these combative words in a brief interview with Axios today, quote, "I am considering a massive attack, bigger than ever before, and I am close to making a decision. We are all set for it." There are indications of a ramp up. More refueling aircraft have been deployed to Israel. B-1 bombers are leaving their UK bases, and perhaps most foreboding, dozens of medics are being sent to a US base in Germany to provide any needed medical support. The U.S. military has struck targets in Iran for 12 straight days. While the Pentagon says the Strait of Hormuz has been opened, ship traffic is at a practical standstill. The recent increase in fighting has pushed oil prices back above $100 per barrel for the first time in 2 months. And now the president has added a new demand into an already demanding situation. After signing a nuclear accord with Saudi Arabia, Trump says that agreement hinges on the Saudis signing the Abraham Accords, which would mean they would recognize Israel and establish diplomatic relations, which they have refused to do. We have today's developments covered from multiple fronts, and we start with our Nancy Cordes at the White House. Nancy, thanks for being here. We appreciate it. So the president told Axios today that he's considering a bigger attack than ever before on Iran. What more are we hearing from them?
Yes, Caitlin, prefacing what I'm about to say with the knowledge that President Trump has made a lot of threats when it comes to Iran that have not come to pass. Here is what he is now telling Axios. He says he's considering a return to all-out war with Iran after 12 nights of strikes. And he says that the bombardments may be as heavy, if not heavier, than the earliest days of this conflict months ago. He says that he thinks he may need to inflict maximum pain, essentially, on Iran in order to get the Iranians to be willing to cut a nuclear deal, even as he has been insisting for months that the Iranians are desperate to make a deal. And so two conflicting narratives there, two conflicting narratives as well when it comes to why these continued strikes are necessary. On one hand, the president is arguing that, he needs to continue to take out Iran's military capacity. He needs tens of billions of dollars more to do it. But he has also been arguing, again, for months, Caitlin, that he has already destroyed Iran's military. In fact, he was making that claim way back in March and made the claim more or less again today. Take a listen.
They have no radar. They have no anti-aircraft. They have no nothing other than they're mean and they're smart and they still have some capability. But 4 months ago, trust me, they were much, much stronger.
So as the ceasefire recedes into the rearview mirror, we are starting to see oil prices shoot up once again, hovering around $100 a barrel, Caitlin.
And Nancy, speaking of these threats and whether or not they are serious, he's also threatened the Houthis after their strike on the Saudis in the Red Sea. What more are we hearing from the White House on the potential of the conflict escalating?
Well, the president is threatening to hold Iran responsible if Iranian-backed Houthi militants in Yemen try to attack Saudi ships in the Red Sea again. And there is great concern, not just in the region, but all around the world, that this conflict will spread from the Strait of Hormuz to an entirely different but also very critical body of water, the Red Sea, because if ships can't go into and out of the Red Sea, that is going to affect the oil supply in Asia in particular. So the president didn't say what he'll do to Iran if the Houthis try to strike Saudi ships again, but he certainly left it hanging out there that he is willing to hold them responsible.
All right, and we shall stay tuned. As always, Nancy Cordes, thank you.